Hey guys, I wanted to do something different for this video. So today we're going to explore Kali Linux and some of the tools that come with it. The purpose of this video is to demonstrate how easily hackers can use these tools to then attack you. Everything that we're going to do in this video is in my lab environment and I have full rights to all of it. So if you ever decide to practice any of this stuff on your own, make sure you do so in a controlled environment. Be sure to subscribe so you get all of our latest content as soon as we release it. Alright, let's get started. So this is my Kali Linux virtual machine, and today we're going to go over SET Toolkit, or the Social Engineering Toolkit. It's an open source pen testing tool. Let's make our font a little bit bigger. So in order to launch SET Toolkit, you need to run it as administrator or root. In order to do that in a Linux machine, you need to run the command sudo. So sudo and then SET Toolkit, enter. It's going to ask for password. And there we go. As you see, it has a bunch of different tools within it as well. We're going to stick with the social engineering attacks. And now we'll choose the credential harvester. This will allow us to essentially steal information from our target. And now we can choose the site cloner. The first thing this is going to ask for is the IP address to report this information back to. By default, it'll use your Kali Linux machine IP address. So we're just going to hit enter. And now it's going to ask for the URL to clone. Now again, because I'm doing everything in a lab environment that I have control over, I'm also going to use a website that I have control over. So this is a simple survey that I have created, and at the very bottom it asks for a name and email address. Now this isn't necessarily credentials, but you still should get the point of it. So we copy this URL, we can close this out, paste this in here, give it a second. Okay, so now it's up and running. If you go open up the browser, go to localhost or the IP of my Kali machine, the attacker machine, we see the same survey. We're just going to fill out random information. Don't really care for this for our purposes. All right, this is the part that we care about. So we're going to type in a name and we're going to type in an email address. Whatever, we hit done. And now the person who's taking the survey, they're just going to think they either made a mistake or the website just refreshed on its own, and they'll just essentially normally fill this information back out again. But in the back end, we see all of this information, right? So what we care about over here is at the very bottom, and we see the name that was entered, Umar Jawed, and the test email that I had entered. Now again, this wasn't asking for credentials, it was just asking for a name and an email address. But if this was any other site, maybe a social media site or a financial institution where you enter your username and password, the attacker will just as easily have gotten that information just like I got this information. Now, a true attacker would go the extra length to make this more crafty. They would hide the IP address so you actually only see the URL, which should resemble the actual destination that you're trying to get to. But just for the demonstration purposes, I hope this shows you guys how easy it is for someone to be able to steal your information that you're using on the web. So one of the things you can do to stay safe from these type of attacks is not connecting to public hotspots that you don't trust. And if you absolutely need to, then use a VPN. By using a VPN, you'll encrypt all of your traffic, which will essentially make it unreadable for the attacker. Even if they have set up an evil twin or fake network, the second you connect to your VPN, all your traffic becomes encrypted. Now, unless the attacker has keys to decrypt that traffic, which is extremely difficult for them to get, they're not going to be able to see your traffic or get your information. So either don't connect to public hotspots at all if you can help it, or if you do, try to use a VPN. That way you're safe against these type of attacks. So let me know what you guys thought about this video. If you enjoyed this type of material, I'd be happy to create more. Comment below on different things that you'd like to see, and I'll try to include them in my videos going forward. All right, see you guys.